Thank you very much for joining with us. And yesterday we had a great time, right? Except we stretched out longer. But today we're going to explore more. And one of the few things that I always interested in to share with you is about Tibetan medicine. It's like rolling as a ball. Wherever it goes, which part of the area Tibetan medicine can contribute. So yesterday we talked about the integrative medicine, right? So the Tibetan medicine is not only giving you something to take right away. So when you think about the word of medicine, what do you think normally? What do you think about the word of meaning of the medicine? Any answers? No answer? Drug? Oh, okay. So drugs, right? A lot of people interpret the medicine as a drug, then that's it, period. But medicine, the meaning of the medicine in Tibetan means beneficial, being benefit. So it comes out as the multi-dimensional aspect. So it's not only the drug, it's not only the herbs itself, it also has the diet, lifestyle, your mental attitude, your social, emotional health. Everything counts as a part of your health and healing. So that's why we can work with the integrative medicine and also as a holistic medicine. Yeah, so today we're going to share a lot of information from the public health perspective of Tibetan medicine. How can Tibetan medicine really work out in the community, change the people's health through the community aspect. And again, we shared with the information yesterday, what is the bonding with us to the Stanford today is the patient and the students. We get a lot of students to come to visit our clinic because Stanford is medical school. They are open enough to have a student to observe what's going on in the community, what kind of medicine are being used in the community at the Bay Area. So students come to observe what you do, and one thing I find amazing is that they leave me feedback when they leave. So one of the things I want to share with you is on your last page of the booklet. Thank you for having me. This is a wonderful experience, and I feel very fortunate that I was able to spend time at your clinic watching you work toward understanding your patients as a full person, and considering how to bring them to balance is something all type of medical profession could learn from. It was exciting hearing from how some patients go from being so many pain medication to vary through your treatment in the future. I would definitely considering sending some of my patients to complementary and Tibetan medicine, the complementary therapy like this. So there are samples of those. So this is another inspiration for me to get this going, because for doing those is like a community service. There's no finance or money issue related. It delays the clinic hours. A student come, they ask questions, it stops my paperwork time. So, but it's a very interesting to work on this. So I hope you can take the opportunity to learn as much as you can, and we share and we also connect here. So thank you very much, and you enjoy your day. Hope you have a great time.
So welcome everybody back, and welcome to those who are new here today. I'll say that I just have a couple of quick things to share that I think are important. One of them is that, when I had a whole plan to pull in yesterday into today, but just to make sure that we're moving along on time, I won't do that. But there are a couple of things that I do want to do. One is that I just want to say that it was really thrilling to hear from Dr. Tani Tidwell about how the Tibetan doctor is the instrument, just like we have our lab instruments in Western medicine, and that was a real epiphany for me. And I really appreciated how she helped frame our way forward in research, and also the idea to use the understanding of the Tibetan doctors in Eastern medicine to help generate hypotheses for research, because that's been such a question each time, is how do we move forward together? So thank you, Tani. And the other thing I wanted to do today was to bring forward some of the comments. So, you know, we talked yesterday about how it takes humility to be willing to learn, and that this is an important moment in Western medicine of humility, because we've learned how much we don't know through our own evidence-based medicine. And so students are leaders in knowing and being willing to learn, right, and to look openly at different practices. And there are students in the Stanford Medical School who go to work with Dr. Yangdron, and I wanted to share a little bit of their comments as they've encountered her clinic and the work that she does. So one student, Hannah Wild, said, "What excited me most about Dr. Kalzang's clinics was that patients who have been struggling for years with debilitating chronic pain and other complex conditions for which they've not been able to find relief have finally found answers." And she also said, "I just came from a rotation where I saw vividly the devastating impact of the opioid crisis in this country, and the idea that complementary modalities could provide relief to patients in lower resource settings is particularly appealing." David Mahoney said, "Watching you work towards understanding your patients as a full person and considering how to bring them into balance is something I think all types of medical professionals could learn from." And Kylie Lawrence said, "I was especially interested in hearing about how you interact with Western medicine and treat patients who are being treated by both you and Western docs." And I wanted to end on that because I think that, you know, what I saw in Bhutan was that Western medicine and Bhutan's traditional medicine, which is also Saur Rigpa, work together many times in the same basic health unit to serve patients. And they interrefer and they interact. And this has been a great buyer of trust, an engager of trust of the population. Because I think that when we trust when we are respected in our understandings, it helps to generate our own trust in those people who are asking us to allow us to guide them. So I think that this community movement that we have here to work together, to learn from each other again, it's been done many times throughout history, but here we are again in a moment of openness to learn from each other. I think that this is all towards the benefit of our patients as we engage their trust, as we become more trustworthy. And so with humility, I welcome you again.